In the world of Pokemon, there are many different creatures. No, seriously though, there's 800. I'm not gonna remember all of them. I know most of them. I can name pretty much all of them, but there's some I don't remember. Without further ado, welcome to the top 5 Forgotten Pokémon. Number 5, Furfrou. I feel like Furfrou is that one family member you just leave behind at some like log cabin or something. It's just kind of there. I mean, I personally kind of like it, and I think its gimmick is kind of cool. You can design it in different ways by trimming it and styling its hair, which is kind of cool, but I don't know, it's just kind of there. And yeah. Number 4, Credilli. I honestly forget about this a lot. Well, that's why it's on this list. I forget that this is a fossil Pokemon half the time, and its type is kind of interesting. It's a grass rock type, but I don't know, man. It's just, like I said about Furfrou, it's just kind of there, and a lot of people just forget about it. I've seen it be mentioned a few times. Heck, I think I even used it in battle once, but it's just not that memorable, really. I mean, when you compare it to some other Generation 3 grass types, like Sceptile and Ludicolo, you'd probably pick those over Credilli. Number 3, Musharna. Musharna is kind of weird, and Generation 5 has a lot of weird and interesting Pokemon. But Musharna is just really forgotten, and I tend to forget about it too. Its pre-evolution Muna is kind of cool, but I don't know, I just tend to forget about it. It's sort of like a Drowsy clone, and I don't know. I just forget about it half the time, to be honest. Number 2, Kabutops. I put this on my underrated Pokemon list because it is. And it's weird since it's in Generation 1 and people tend to forget about it. But I like it. In fact, it's probably my favorite fossil Pokemon. And I really wish people would use it more in battle. And hopefully just remember it in general. I think it looks really cool, and I think it looks cooler than Scyther and Scizor. Like I said earlier in that video. You should definitely watch that, by the way. But yeah, I just think it looks really cool, but people just tend to forget about it, sadly. Number 1, Girafarig. I think Girafarig is by far one of the most forgotten Pokemon. It's a psychic normal type, which is kind of a weird combination, but I think it looks kind of cool, although a little weird considering its tail has a face and bites people. But I think it looks pretty cool, and it's a giraffe, which is kind of cool, but people just tend to forget about it. And it's just kind of sad, and, well, I don't know. I haven't seen much use of it in battle, but I like Girafarig. And it just is a really cool Pokemon, I think. Although I tend to just forget about it too, sometimes at points, and a lot of other people do, but who knows, Girafarig. Maybe someday people will use you more, and maybe you'll be remembered more. So, that was my top 5 Pokemon that people forget. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe for more content, and I'll see you all later.